Welcome to the Homestead.
The new Florida homestead. When we came down to Florida this year, we really just came with the intention to help out a couple of our friends that bought a place down here, and it needed a little bit of renovation. And so we thought that we would park in their yard for a month or two and see the sights, enjoy a little time out of the
Cold.
somewhat chilly.
We realized really quickly that neither one of us is a really big fan of Frozen. Not the movie, by the way. It's interesting in Maine, about 6 months out of the year, it's frozen. Not necessarily completely snow covered, but frozen. You don't grow anything, you're cold, blah, 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 blah. So,
It's a hibernation time of year.
well, we do still believe that it's a great place to live. It's a great place to get away from a lot of stuff if you're concerned about the state of the country or anything like that. It's kind of a relatively quiet backwoods area. It became apparent to us really quickly that we wanted to get out of the cold part of the year, I guess is the way to say that.
And Ryan's a lifetime Mainer. He's spent his whole life living through those winters. I myself am not and have not. I've only been there for about 3 years now. And the winters, while they are nicer than Washington, where I came from in some ways, because you get more sunny, clear days, they're very cold. And being down here, we just came to the conclusion together that it might be really fun to find ourselves a fixer-upper, put some equity into it, and
Have a
see
little
if we
Florida
could have
homestead.
yeah,
You know, I mean, it's
a place where we can go to escape the Maine winters
and grow bananas.
and grow bananas.
And that's exactly what we did. We spent a good portion of the winter looking around for something that was inexpensive and needed a lot of work. We found everything from rat-infested houses that you could see through every wall in it, and
One with a completely collapsed roof.
one with a completely collapsed roof. We found a lot of projects, and then we stumbled on this place, which was
Pretty nice.
outwardly looking was not a project in itself. It's a 1972 mobile home, so of course it comes with some of the quirks of a 1972 mobile home. The inside has not been touched at all, really, to speak of. A few panelings have been painted white, but it pretty much is still what it was. None of the walls have been altered or moved or anything like that.
All original cabinetry.
Yeah, the only thing that's changed in here really, and we'll show you around a little bit here in a little bit, but the only thing that really has changed is somebody did take the time to actually rewire the whole trailer. So the whole trailer has been updated, I'm gonna guess about 15 years ago. All, copper 12 tube, building wire. I was gonna say Romex, but you can't say Romex because that's a trademark. Everything's been done and in a good way. So
And it's been recarpeted.
yeah, it has been recarpeted, and they put an addition on the front, which you'll see here. They put a big screen room on, and they also put on a master bedroom suite, I guess you'd call it. So on the surface, when you walk around, you might say, well, there's no project, but there's plenty of them. There is definitely plenty of them. We want to remodel the trailer to make it more modern and make it ours. We want to level the garage up that you guys will see here in a little bit and make it more into a workshop. And we want to get a lot of gardens going. We're really excited because now this allows us to grow food on the homestead 12 months out of the year. We can have stuff growing in both locations, and that's going to really, I think, add an excitement level to the gardening.
Yeah, it gives us a lot more options, and if things do get very difficult, as Ryan said, it gives us a 12-month growing season. It gives us options of where in the country we want to be if we needed to find, additional employment to what we do. We have that option in either state. So it seemed to make a lot of sense to us to go ahead and find a place here. And we did really fall in love with this one when we found it. We actually found it on Facebook Marketplace, and we made an initial offer to the sellers, and there were a couple complications that ended up falling through, and we looked around at quite a few more properties, and about a month and a half went by. We had actually decided that we were no longer going to look for something this season. We were going to wait till next season and see what came available throughout the summer and then into next fall. And out of the blue, the sellers called us back. They accepted our original offer. And so here we sit. We closed about a month after that. And so now we've spent the last 2 weeks kind of getting this place ready to button up for the summer and just getting a little bit used to our new home. And we're about to head back north to Maine so that we can start gardening season up there. But it has been very exciting, very cool. So we're gonna take you on a little tour through the house.
Yeah, I think we'll give you a quick tour. We'll wrap this video up. We'll probably come back with a follow-up video that goes more in depth about everything around here. But it's we're right in the Ocala National Forest, which for those of you that don't know Florida, the National Forest is hundreds and hundreds, thousands of acres. I don't know. I can Google it, but you can too. It's just a massive forest. It's all national forest land. There's a ton of fire roads through it. They do controlled burns. I think they're 5 or 10 acre burns they do. So everything is broken up with these roads where they keep them plowed and graded and stuff so they can do their controlled burns. But those roads are accessible to us, so we can go four-wheeling, we can take the truck out. There's hiking trails. There's lakes. They call them lakes in Florida. We'd call them ponds or mud puddles in Maine. But there are lakes everywhere, so kayaking, stuff like that, tons and tons of activity. Just a really quiet, nice little area. But what they do here in the forest is they break it out where there's a little spot, maybe air conditioning, maybe 30 acres, 40 acres of an area, and then they make lots on that, and that's what we're in. It's a little, I'd call it a subdivision. There's no HOA or anything like that. But the lots are a quarter of an acre. And as Sue will mention in another video, this lot actually is a lot and a half. So the landowner beside us and this landowner at one time bought the house in the middle, tore it down, put a new fence up, and that makes this almost a half an acre, like 0.38. And it's 100% fenced, 2 gates, concrete driveway.
Which is great for the monster.
She really loves it. She can run around. She can chase the little lizards. She can't catch them. They're way faster than she is.
But she does enjoy trying.
And then she really loves the sandhill crane. Did I get that right?
Sandhill crane.
There's another video on that. We'll try to leave you a link down below. Not with Spidey, but one in the yard. So that's kind of where we're at. We just felt like that we wanted a place to call home base in the winter. Some place to stay warm. Enjoy it, get out. We're trying to be more active. I realize as I age, I need to work some of this off, and it's hard to do that when you sit around by the wood stove all winter just eating, waiting for the snow to melt. But we also enjoy being active. We love to go on hikes. We love to go kayaking, that type of thing. There's activities here, and as Sue mentioned, if we ever needed employment, there's anything you could imagine you want to do for a living down here. Where we are in Maine, it's a little tougher. There's not a lot of jobs around in central Maine where we're at. You'd have to travel 30 minutes to an hour each way. A little more competitive, and not that we're looking for a job. Don't get me wrong. It's just that's another perk in it. Plus, real estate is never a bad investment.
Yeah, that was a consideration for sure. Is having something that, if we got in a financial bind, is a marketable asset. And right now the stock market's looking a little scary here and there. Not financial advice, definitely not a financial professional, but with things being a little bit more uncertain, land and real estate does tend to hold its value well, at least in the long term. Sometimes there's some drop-offs, but we do see this as something that is a valuable asset down the road should we ever need it. So lots of reasons that this seemed like a good investment at this point in our lives, and primarily just being that we can get out of the cold and really enjoy some beautiful warm summer-like weather all winter long. It's a nice thing for Sprite. She's had a hard time with the winters. She's 16 now, and it definitely negatively affects her. And as everybody knows, she is a huge part of our life, very, very important little family member here. So letting her be happy and having that warmth year-round is great for her. We think the place is really beautiful. We hope to make it a lot more beautiful in the coming sort of, well, not the coming 5 months because we're going to be up in Maine, but after that, we're really hoping to bring you guys along for a lot of cool renovation projects and show you what it takes to make this old mobile home into something quite a lot nicer than it ever even started as. And we're just really excited about that project.
Yeah, and gardening. We're, you know, when we get down here later this summer, we're definitely going to set up some raised beds. We're going to try our hand at gardening different things, plant some fruit trees, just get it set up, and you know, kind of see where it goes.
Yeah, figure out how much you can actually garden and harvest off of a small plot like this. And I do think it's going to be quite a lot if we plan our beds well and really take advantage of the space we've got. I think we can grow.
It's amazing what you can. Yeah, it's amazing what you can grow in a smaller space, and especially if you're growing predominantly year-round almost. You know, it's a, and of course you can't grow year-round here, just like you can't in Maine. There are some times in the summer where it's too hot, but there's certain things you can do. So, anyhow, I think we've rambled long enough. We probably ought to wrap this video up and look for the next video where we give you a tour of the whole place. We'll kind of go through and show you some of our ideas of what we want to do, and you know, kind of which ones are priorities for us. Like I can tell you right now, the laundry room, I want to get that rebuilt and turn that into more of a pantry, put another freezer in there, you know, storage, that type of thing. So I think that's probably a good place to wrap it up.
Yep. And we'll show you a couple pretty amazing classic 1970s surprises that we found in the little home over here.
So stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.